Good morning, everybody. I was talking to Shelly yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, and I said that I was going to start bringing up more about getting in shape through physical fitness because here's the thing that I have kind of figured out the last 4 years doing the low carb and the last 60, almost 4 years trying to get in shape, trying not to gain weight back, all that stuff. If you are not willing to do some physical stuff, your weight's never going to stay off. Okay, they have proved through scientific observations, scientific experiments, all this stuff that without a way to burn excess calories and to burn stored carbohydrates and stored fat, you can never keep your fat off. It also increases your metabolism to work out. Makes your furnace burn hotter. You want your furnace to burn hotter, right? And here's the thing, working out is different when you get older. When you're young, you're running, you're playing, you're jumping, you're hopping, you're skipping, you're doing all this stuff. And that keeps your furnace going, it keeps your motor going, and that's why you're always, hungry for a nibble here and a nibble there and all this kind of stuff. Like my 10-year-old granddaughter, the little skinny one, she wants to eat every 2 hours, but she only wants a couple bites. And it works for her because she's just running, hopping, jumping, skipping, flipping stuff all day long, right? So when you're a kid, cardio works so swell. As you age, cardio creates stress on your body and it creates an overabundance of cortisol in your system. And when that happens, guess what? Your body stores fat, refuses to release it, hangs onto it for emergencies. It becomes much harder. Does that mean you should never get cardio? Absolutely not. We all need to take walks every day. We need to be getting in, if you're in the 60s like I am, between 5 and 7,000, 6,000 is perfect. But somewhere between 5 and 7,000 steps a day is like the perfect amount to get. You don't have to kill yourself to do it. I have been running lately because I'm having fun with it because I've never been able to do it. But I don't run a lot. I run on my off weight days. On my weightlifting days, I don't run. I don't do cardio like that. I just do my walking. On my cardio days, which is the days I do the yoga, I'm all stretched out and I'm feeling good. And I run like 3 to 10 minutes and then I walk for a few minutes. And I run 3 to 10 minutes and I'll walk for a few minutes. So I'm not really creating a whole lot of stress. And because these are little short bursts of energy that I'm doing, works perfect. But I'm not saying you have to run or anything either. You don't have to do that. But if you want to do longer, harder cardio, do it a couple days a week. Just pick a couple days and say, okay, on those days I'm going to hike, I'm going to take a 5-mile walk, whatever it is that you want to do. But on your other days, just do walking, just light walking. Weights. Let me talk about weights here for a minute. Okay, so I've told you guys this. When I very first decided to start getting back into fitness here recently, it was about 4 or 5 months ago, and I started sitting on the end of my bench. I had my little 2.5 pound weights, and I was doing 5 to 10 minutes of just arm stuff, basically. I wasn't doing any kind of leg stuff or bottom stuff because I couldn't stand up and do it. I had no balance. The cardio that I started with, a little bit of cardio that I tried was on my little strider thingy, the little rider. And I did try some seated yoga too. Then I broke my toe. Do you guys remember that? I broke my toe, couldn't really do anything for 30 days. Oh my God, that bitch hurt so bad. I couldn't do nothing. I was doing arm curls, but that was about it. So then what happened was my toe healed. My girlfriend got involved in the yoga thing. So now we were doing yoga twice a day as a community type thing. And I was still doing my weights. And then I was increasing my weights. Now all of a sudden I was able, thanks to the yoga, I was able to stand up and I was lifting 5 pounds and 8 pounds pretty regularly. And then all of a sudden something happened in a couple of weeks and I jumped up to 10 and 12 pounds. And I'm getting ready to go buy a set of 15 pounds right now. I don't know if I'll ever go higher than 15 pounds because I'm not trying to bulk up and get big muscles, but I am trying to. I can't really see it in this, but I do have definition. I don't know why you can't see it in this, but I've got definition. I've got like nice hard muscles. So I want to be firm. I want muscle because at my age, at the age of almost 64 years old, muscle is what's going to keep me going. It's what's going to keep me able. I can now squat and pick myself back up. I can do that one little thing they say if you're in really good shape as an old person, you're good to go, where you get on the floor, not using your hands, so you get up, not use your hands. I can do that now. I can squat, do a wall squat for about 1.5 minutes pretty comfortably, and then that last half minute to get to 2 minutes is really hard, but I can still do it. I started out doing 10 seconds, and I'm up to 2 minutes. So You're going to start out, if you've not worked out at all, you're going to start out minimal. Okay? Doing the very minimal things you can do. I'm going to put a post in here, and it's going to have the YouTube channels that I started with, and then I'm going to put on the same post, I'm going to put the YouTube channels that I follow now for my workouts, my yoga workouts and my weightlifting workouts. Not that you have to do those, but it gives you something to use if you don't have your own thing in mind. If you want to go to a gym and work out, hallelujah, go to a gym and work out. I personally don't like gyms. My husband loves them. I hate them. I want to work out at home, and I have a very good setup. We've rearranged our whole house. We have a really good setup, and it works for us. Okay, I don't care how you do it, and I don't care. You can use bands. I have bands. You can use bands. You can use weights. You can use body weight. Use whatever you have. And if you only have one set of weights, use one set of weights. I had a set of 5-pound weights years ago. My daughter says one of her best memories is that no matter where we moved or what we were doing or when we went on vacation, my 5-pound hand weights were always behind the driver's seat on the floorboard. And I still have those same weights. I've had them for probably 35 years. So I've always had a thing about my upper arms. I never wanted to get the flabby upper arms, so I've always did arm stuff. But as I got older and older, I realized that it's not just the arm stuff, the leg stuff. I mean, boy, I got so scared recently, like before I started working out this time, when I realized that my stroke leg, I couldn't even lift it off the bed. And there was no quad muscle at all on the top. And I was like, holy shit, I'm literally not going to be able to take myself to the bathroom eventually because I was having a hard time getting up and down, right? Now I feel strong. My muscles are nice and hard and tough. And I feel good. I feel strong. My husband and I were working out this morning. We work out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays together. And he's like, good job, babe. Good job. And I can do squats now. I can do sumo squats now. I can do all these things I could not do when I started. And I did not know if I'd ever be able to do again. Because again, I've had a stroke. And the whole left side or the whole right side of my body does not work the way it should, right? But it's getting better and better every day. The peptides have helped a lot with that. But my working out consistently, being consistent, Monday through Friday, no matter what, I do my 3 days of weight workouts and I do my 2 days of yoga no matter what. And just here recently, I've added yoga to my Saturday and Sundays because it feels so good. And I'm just so nice and stretched out right now that I'm just really enjoying the yoga. So Saturday and Sundays, when we're just sitting around watching TV or sitting around really not visiting with family or whatever, I just get on the floor and do some stretches. So, and why am I telling you guys all this? Because it's so much easier to gain 10 pounds than it is to lose 10 pounds, right? You guys know that. You can spend 5 weeks trying to lose 2 pounds a week or 10 weeks trying to lose 1 pound a week. But guess what? I can gain 10 pounds personally in a weekend if I eat the wrong foods, especially when I'm not working out, when I'm not doing things. When you eat and you have muscles, your muscle is going to use up a lot of that whatever you ate, carbs, fats, protein, whatever. When you're not working out at all and you don't have a lot of muscle to help you with that, a lot of that's going to get stored. And you find that for a long time, I could only eat 800 calories or less a day. And I kept saying, small people eat small people eat small. And I still say that. Older people, as get in their 70s, 80s, 90s, they don't eat a lot of food anymore. But think about it. They're also not working their asses off, right? They don't need a lot of food because they're only burning 500, 600, 700 calories a day when you get that old. When you're so old that you're walking in a walker or you're sitting 75% of the day or that kind of stuff, you just don't need to eat as much. That when you're young and you're active and you're fired up and you're ready to go, and even me right now, I want to go to the zoo with the kids. I want to go hiking with my daughter this summer. I want to ride the paddle boards with my daughter this summer. There's all these things that I want to do while I'm still in my 60s and still able and capable and wanting to do it. I can't do it without muscles. I can't get myself in and out of the tub. Boy, it's so funny because I had to have my husband help me in and out of the tub for the longest time. Now I'm hopping in and hopping out like it's nothing, right? Some days I have to remind myself to keep being grateful because it feels normal to be in this good of shape already. But it's not. It wasn't normal for me. And I can't afford to slide backwards at this point. Because right now I'm eating anywhere from 1,200 calories a day to 1,600 some days. I've been tracking them a little bit, right? And I'm still losing weight every week. I know that's because of how much weight I'm lifting. So if you're someone who wants more to eat, or you want to eat beans, you want to eat rice, you want to eat, good for you vegan carbs, the healthy ones, of course, then you have to lift some weights, and then you can have those carbs and they won't store as fat. Okay, but we are a low carb group. I get that. We are a low carb group. I still eat mostly low carb. 9/10 of the time I'm eating low carb. But guess what? I do have a day now and then when I want a piece of sourdough bread, when I want some butternut squash, when I want some peas, when I want I don't really ever want potatoes. I don't really ever want rice. Those aren't my things. But bread, butternut squash, that kind of stuff is my idea of good carbs. Once in a while I want some oatmeal. And I did find out here recently that if you use the whole grain oats, not the instant oats, and you cook them the day before and put them in your refrigerator, they kind of work like the resistant rice and potatoes that I make my husband. So there's an option. But if you want that stuff, then you have to do weights. I mean, and it could be something as simple as, this is just an 8-pound weight. It could be something as simple as sitting around doing arm curls. Doesn't have to be anything major. But you do want to get in some, this is my stroke arm, by the way. You do want to get in some overhead stuff. You want to get in some, some kickbacks. You want to do different stuff. So that's why I'm going to give you guys links to the videos that I follow. I love the girl I follow. She's so much fun. I just love her. She's a lot younger than we are. But, I don't do as heavy a weights as she does. And I can't do everything as perfectly as she does. But it doesn't matter because I'm on my feet and I'm doing it. So I'm going to put that stuff on here for you guys. I really want you guys to really think about what I'm saying here. It's not just going to always be about the food until you're in your 70s and 80s. And then you won't eat as much anyway. You'll naturally eat less. I mean, it will just happen. Okay, but for now, for those of you that are still struggling, that are not consistently getting your weight down, that are either stuck in one place or even going up, whatever it is, I want you to really consider getting a few sets of hand weights. Get some 5 pounds or start with 2, 1 or 2, 3. They have 1s, 2s, and 3s, I know. So you can start with something like that. Move on to 5s and 8s. You can stop there if you want to. You don't ever have to go any heavier if you don't want to. But if you want to, then add some 10s and 12s later on. Like I said, go to the gym and do it. Then you don't even have to buy your own weights. But if you want to do it at home like I do, or get some bands. Those resistant bands, man, those things, that's just like lifting weights. So consider it. Please think about it. I'm going to be doing a lot more pushing you guys towards exercise than I am towards eating. Because we all know how to eat in here. Everybody in here knows how to eat. We all know which foods trigger us. We all know which foods are the worst for us trying to lose weight. We all know what those things are. What we have never been able to get in our head and get it firmly established is the consistency of physical fitness. I'm just going to be flat out here. If you are not willing to commit and be consistent to getting in some physical activity in your life, you're going to go up and down the rest of your life. You're going to go in and out the rest of your life. Unless you choose to take the shots or something like that, then you're going to have all kinds of medical problems, so whatever. But for convenient, safe weight loss, for God's sake, get some weights. That is the answer. I'm going to be putting some before and after pictures in our group here pretty soon because I want you guys to see some of the differences it's made for me. Okay, so that's it for today. I will stick a post in the group that has those links for you guys. I'm probably going to throw this video up on my channel. I don't know who will watch it or who won't, but I hope you guys check it out. All right, ciao.